Good morning.
It is.
It's very nice to be here. I have a question about time, and when you talk about the 68 seconds, is that a time that has always been? Has it always been 68 seconds for humans, or is it something that changes different periods in time?
It is changing, and the proportion of change is a little difficult to define, but it's an excellent question. Here's the easiest way to explain it. When contrast is greater, so you know what you don't want in a stronger way, then the equal and equivalent other side of that vibrational wave is the asking for what you do want. In other words, if you sort of don't want that, then you sort of want that. But if you really don't want that, then you really want that. There's a equal and proportionate other side to that vibrational wave. So as more of you who are focused here in your leading edge time-space reality, as your world gets bigger and there are more things to think about and therefore more things to know what you don't want and there are more things to know what you do want, as you're refining your desires, your asking is cumulatively greater and greater and greater. So this vortex of creation, by the way, this vortex of creation has preceded everything that you know as physical manifestation. In other words, this is the story of Genesis that you would understand from a vibrational point of view. This vibration that precedes all things that later you discover as manifestational precedes everything that is created. So this vortex of creation, the more of you who live, and there are not words to define accurately the time span of all of that, as you've been asking, this answering becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. So what happens is, as this asking is stronger, this pulling is stronger, the effect of it is a feeling of greater speed. In other words, when one analogy that we've offered successfully over time is that if your car is going 100 miles an hour and you hit a tree, it's a bigger problem than if your car is going 5 miles an hour and you hit a tree. So what's happening in your time-space reality now is that the energy is moving faster, which means your emotions are keener because your relationship to who you really are is more evident as the stream is pulling you in a stronger, faster way. When you focus upon a thought, this is a really good way to begin to understand this vortex of creation, or this vibrational reality that we're wanting to heighten your awareness of. When you, in your physical form, give your attention to something, whatever it is already has a vibration going. And as you give your attention to it and maintain that attention for just a little while, 17 seconds at this point is the trigger point. As you focus upon something for as little as 17 seconds, it activates the corresponding vibration within you. In other words, that's how long it takes in this realm of physical creation to get the empathy or the resonance of a vibration going. If once that happens, you maintain your attention upon it for another 17 seconds, there is an exponential explosion that causes an even faster attraction and an even faster attraction. And by the time you maintain your attention for as little as 68 seconds, there's a valid enough vibration going on within you that now you feel the corresponding relationship between the vibration that you've got going on and the vibration of the source within you. 20 years ago, we weren't talking about 17 seconds. We were talking about 20 seconds. In other words, 30 years ago more. In other words, the time of activation is shorter and shorter because the energy is moving faster and faster. And many of you, if you've been listening to us even for a short time, a few years, you certainly have noticed that a little bit of negative emotion goes a long way faster. In other words, as your stream moves faster and who you really are becomes a more dominant part of who you are, when you vary from it, you feel it in a stronger way, which is the same way of saying you could hold the same attitudes and beliefs, and a lot of people do, In other words, some people are born into an environment and they talk about what's going on in their environment, and their kids do, and their kids do, and their kids do. So they maintain a sort of status quo attitude or mentality or mood or worldview of things. But meanwhile, the world is moving on, the vibration is moving faster. So their perspective of life feels more resistant today than it did 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago, simply because the energy is moving faster.
Is that why we sometimes feel that time speeds up a bit? I mean, it's like as you get older, I know time seems to speed up.
Well, here's another thing. When you speak of time, we would like to step back and speak of it in another way, because we want you to consider the idea, and you're right on the brink where because of the questions that you've asked, we know you'll feel this, you'll hear it clearly and feel it fully. Time feels faster to those who aren't in the vortex, because the speed is pulling against you, and so you have more of an awareness of it. Where if you're in the vortex, you almost have the sensation of time standing still, because there is a leverage of being up to speed with the energy. A sort of human physical analogy to that. We're enjoying Esther's enjoyment of a television interview where a beautiful young man who was a very high-speed racer was being interviewed, and his car was moving at really unbelievable speeds on the ground. And the interviewer said to him, "Aren't you afraid when you think about this high rate of speed that you are traveling with all of these other race car drivers? Why would your mother let you do that?" she wanted to know. And the young man said, "Well, you have to understand, when everyone that you're racing with is going that same speed, your relationship with them is not frightening." There is an on-ramp near where Jerry and Esther park their monster bus that Esther always pays very close attention to, because the on-ramp brings her around in a big circle and then onto very fast-moving traffic. And the lane for her is there. There is a lane for her. It is a possible thing to do and stay alive. It is possible. But it takes her breath away, because the cars are moving at such high rates of speed when she is moving at such a low rate of speed. In other words, she can't come out of that turn, especially in the monster bus, more than about 20 miles an hour, maybe a little less. And when they are doing 70, even though they should be doing 55, when the relationship between their speed and her speed is really an impressive thing to behold. And that's what we're really wanting to get your attention about, is that when you're up to speed with the energy that creates worlds, when you're up to speed with all that you've become, your sensation of time changes. You begin to feel timeless. And we really would like all of you to take time and money, if you can, out of the equation as you are forward looking, as you're training yourself into the vibrational relationship with your vortex of creation. Because as you get vibrationally up to speed with this fast moving energy, you won't feel the rush of it. You'll feel calm and clear. People have these kinds of experiences occasionally when they have what they call near-death experiences or close calls, where it feels to them that everything goes into slow motion, and suddenly they have the clarity and wherewithal to make very precise decisions within very short periods of time. And when they think back on it, it doesn't seem possible that in something that went by as quick as a snap of the finger, that they were able to have made 12 defined decisions that brought them into a place that they wanted to be. And we say time is a perceptual thing. Everything is perceptual. And when you take the time to train yourself into alignment, thought by thought, subject by subject, by caring how you feel, you'll come into this vortex of creation where time really becomes irrelevant. When we say to you, now here's an interesting juxtaposition. Let's consider this. So let's say you're standing over here in your human experience wanting several things maybe that have not manifested. So they feel absent. But over here in the vortex, they're not absent, they are present. So in the split second, really, which is all it takes, to move from not in the vortex to in the vortex, from not being able to figure out how to bring those things about, to being in vibrational alignment, not with them coming about, but with them having already come about. Talk about getting up to speed and talking about the leverage of time. In other words, you see, we can't even have a conversation that is meaningful from inside the vortex with someone who's outside the vortex, because it feels impossible. But when you're inside the vortex, where there's not resistance to what you're asking for, talk about a speeding up of time. In other words, suddenly someone you feel you've been looking for all your life walks right up and says hello. And you say, I know you. I've been looking for you all my... Off you go. Out of the vortex spits you out in the moment that you become lackfully oriented, you see. So, as we talk about time, we would rather talk about vibration, because you talk about time when Jerry and Esther talk about the time it takes them to get from one place to another. When they leave here, they're going to Asheville, North Carolina. And they were considering, can they do it comfortably in one day? And the answer is, they can do it in one day. Can they do it comfortably in one day is a question, because it's far enough that they can't really do it comfortably in one day. But Esther never, ever, ever these days picks up her telephone and considers how long it will take for her to reach someone on the telephone. She never says, oh, they're in Texas. They're in Texas. I don't think I have time to call them now. They're in Texas. Do you know how far that is? Do you know how far away Texas is? Time is irrelevant. Time and distance become irrelevant when you are talking digitally, when you are talking electronically, when you are talking vibrationally. And the same is true when you get into the vortex. Time and distance are irrelevant, because now you're vibrational. Now you're up to speed with energy that creates worlds, you see.
Okay, so it's not a constant there in terms of that 17 seconds. That is something that does change, and presumably can increase or decrease depending on...
But if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would not be focused even for a moment on whether it's 17 seconds or 16 seconds. We would be focused upon what feels good when I focus upon it and what doesn't feel good when I focus upon it. We would step back into the greater context of understanding the vortex of creation and being out of it or being in it, and we would become an emotionally aware person who is wanting to guide ourselves in the direction of and in the vicinity of the vortex. In other words, we wouldn't be factoring in time, we would be factoring in emotion. We wouldn't be factoring in money, we would be factoring in emotion. We wouldn't be factoring in reality, we would be factoring in emotion. We would be tuning ourselves by using our emotions into the alignment with the reality that already exists vibrationally. And we would thereby give ourselves a personal, instructional lesson or understanding in the speediness with which universal forces can bring about manifestation. There are people who have been sick for a very long time trying to bring about a healing or a well-being. And there are people who will, in a split second, step into their vortex of believing in their wellness, who will achieve it. Time is not the factor. Vibrational alignment is. So the only reason we ever even want to talk about time is we're willing to talk about how much time it takes you to get in the vortex. How long does it take you to get in the vortex? For most people, they never do it deliberately. They stumble in every now and again because they don't know how they got in. They don't maintain it. The vortex spits them right back out again. And they count those highs as something that they want, sometimes drug-induced, but they count them as something that they want. But it's not something that they do deliberately. Where when you begin to understand vibration, and when you understand the is-doneness, the now reality, the present tense of this vibration, and you care about how you feel more than all other things put together, so you tune yourself to good feeling thoughts,